G'day y'all, Mr. Chapoulet here. We are doing a video, just checking in on my turkeys. We see one in the feeder right there. Just added 5 meat turkeys to my chicken tent. And I see some are under the heat lamp, the 4. Now I was noticing these darker roosters, so these Brahma roosters are here in the middle. They were pecking on them, so gonna have to watch out for that. If they're too aggressive, I'm gonna be getting rid of these anyway. Surprised I even kept them this long, but that's the one with the feathered legs. So kind of wanted to keep that one to see how pretty it looked, and I know it's a rooster already. Unfortunately, it's not a hen, so you can tell it has a really short tail. See its back, it's not really feathered out in the back. If you look at its comb, it is slightly starting to turn like a pinkish color, so it is what it is, but it has some really cool legs. So I want to keep it. I want to see how nice it's gonna like turn when it gets bigger, and I might swap Ernie out for that one. So we'll see how nice it looks. Look at his legs. And we got some different color silkies. We got lavenders. We have black. We have the buff. That one's pretty well like pure buff. And my turkey. So they're only going to stay in here for a little bit longer. Well, there's my little naked neck in the middle. So all these birds are going to be hanging out with each other outside too. So my 8x8 pen that I opened up where my turkeys are going, we're going to go out there right now actually, and I'm going to add a door on there and block it off, and then as soon as we get some warmer days, I'm going to throw these all these birds out there. So they're going to have their own 8x8, and then I'll cull off the roosters as I see them grow. And I know like there's a few already. This silver lace is a rooster, and like I said, most of these here, the Brahmas are, the Jubilees are. I didn't get hardly any hens out of my hatches. Most of these are all roosters, and you can see all the little feathers on top of the silky's heads starting to puff out too, so you can tell which ones are roosters or not. And if you look at his comb over here on the right, the darker one, both of them are roosters. His comb is red. Oh, shaking too bad. That silver lace is really nice too. Anyway, if you're all wanting to know how to hatch or how to build your own incubators, I have a bunch of videos on my channel. On the Silverboard incubator, on this grow tent setup. I have it piped into my grow tent that's next door with 4 cannabis plants in it. They are in flower right now. They're off during the day, and they come on at 8 o'clock at night. So from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning, they're on all through the cold evenings, and then during the day when it warms up, the tent will stay at a normal temperature, about 20 degrees, give or take, depending on how cold it is. through the nights when the lights are on, the hot air's piping through this vent here into the chicken tent. So I have it all piped up, and you can check out my video how I installed them. They're all hooked to cool tubes, and the cool tubes are hooked through a 6-inch vent hose, or a little vent line, whatever you call it, and they're all piped into each other. And on the end, I have a AC Infinity fan, I believe it is, or if it's not the AC Infinity, it's the VivoSun. So I got VivoSun fans. Everything I have is pretty well that. Except for the grow lights. I'm not using those. I'm using old school ballasts. Well, they're not old school, but the old school looking ballasts. 600 watt HPSs each. I got 2 of them. Piped into 240 volt. Cheaper on power than 120. I'm glad the turkeys are doing good there. Sort of getting along. The little naked necks are so tiny still. So there's a few smaller ones. There's a white one, a blue one, and there's a gray one right there, yeah. And I don't know, I didn't know too much about silkies, and I still don't know too much about them, but I was learning how to sex the roosters, and some of them you can start to see the little red comb on them, but I watched their tempers and what they're doing and their attitudes. Right now I got turkey grower in here. It's not turkey grower, it's turkey starter. It has 24% protein. The chicken stuff I believe is around 20%, so this stuff's a little bit stronger. So I got the turkey starter in there instead of the chicken starter, but I had to buy a bag of chicken starters today because they didn't have any more turkey starters, so not until next week. So I got enough to last me till next week for sure, and then if I have to use the chicken starter stuff, it's fine, I'll use it for a bit. Turkeys are ugly. And they're drinking the water now. Can't raise the water up yet because, well, neither one of them up yet because the little ones, little naked necks, are only tiny still. And I got 6 more in the basement still alive. They're still doing all right. I want to put those in here, but they're even smaller, so I can't put them in here yet. So we'll hope for a few hens out of all this. You would think you'd get a few hens, but honestly this looks like a lot of birds, but I bet you I probably won't even get 6 hens out of them all. It's just rooster math. So if you guys are just getting into chickens now, that's one thing you'll learn as you hatch. I would love to try different methods in, like, pointy eggs opposed to round eggs. Pointy eggs being the pointier your egg is, the more trait of a rooster is what I've been told, and the rounder your egg is, more likely your egg is a hen. I've tried by accident, high temperature, low temperature, high humidity, low humidity, all of which birds died. Low temperature, the hatch rate was delayed and a lot of the eggs didn't even hatch. So that's what happened on my last couple hatches here. When you got low humidity, Your egg shells actually, the membrane sticks to your birds, and they have a hard time to get out of the shell. When your humidity is too much, your birds can they can like drown inside the shell because it's too wet inside, and you'll actually see bubbles come out of their mouth if you open the shells. High temperature. Also, actually, with the high humidity, you'll get splay lag sometimes. SPLAY. It's a problem that the chickens get when your humidity is too high. It causes their tendons to be loose, so their legs, I don't know, they can't stand up, or one of their legs is strong and the other leg is weak, and they kind of drag it. I had that just happen to me on one of the last hatches. I knew something was going to happen because I had experience with this before last year. So as you hatch, I mean, you learn why things happen, and you do research, and you read up on. I mean, if you actually care, excuse me. If you actually care and you want to learn more, I mean, you have to want to know these things, because if they happen again, you're not going to know how to fix them. I mean, I had bumblefoot on one of my white hens. I actually operated on her and cut her foot open, and I bandaged it all up, and I don't even know if she's still alive anymore, to be honest with you, because I lost track of them. I noticed my turkey's toes are messed up. And there's the little ones. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate you watching my videos. Like I said, check back. We'll keep doing some updates. Like I said, I want to call some of these here roosters or give them away, because I don't need them, and gonna try to focus on keeping the hens if possible, and keeping the rooster numbers down as low as possible, so you're not feeding birds for nothing. And quite frankly, I'm not eating roosters. I tried it last year, and it's just not for me. There's not much meat on a rooster, and even, I mean, you're all probably thinking there's some breeds that are really, really big. They can be huge. I got probably some of the biggest roosters that you can have, and my Buff Orpington is a huge rooster, and he's bigger than anything else. He's even bigger than my Brahma, and by a lot, actually. And there's nothing to him. I bet, like, I know, because his brother Ernie last year, and I plucked him, and he was just tiny, and I was so disappointed because he was such a big rooster. And anyway, I ended up keeping Bert because he was the friendly one. And anyway, I kept Bert, and now Bert's much bigger, but he's probably still not that big. I bet you he's probably 7 pounds, 6 pounds. They look big because of their feathers. Alright, thanks for watching, all. Have a good day.